Good evening, you're watching Just the News. I'm Amita Balachandra. We start off today's bulletin with the NCB's case on Aryan Khan in the drugs on cruise case. A special investigation team of the NCB has dropped charges on Aryan Khan, son of Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan, and 5 others in connection with a drugs bust on board a cruise ship off the Mumbai coast last October. Now, Aryan Khan and 19 others were arrested by the NCB's Mumbai Zonal Unit on the 3rd of October 2021 on charges that they were all intrinsically connected to a conspiracy involving drugs. Now, while nothing was seized from Aryan when the search was conducted on the 2nd of October last year, the NCB had arrested him on the basis of chats claimed to have been found on his phone seized from him. Now, Aryan Khan had spent nearly a month in jail after his arrest, following the raid on a cruise ship party on the 2nd of October. Now the NCB has given him and 5 others a clean sheet. In the meantime, in the same case, the Union Ministry of Home Affairs has asked the government to initiate a probe against former NCB officer Sameer Wankhede for a shoddy investigation while probing the drugs on cruise case. And the Indian Express has reported this, citing sources that action has also been initiated in connection with his fake caste certification matter as well. Meanwhile, some tragic news coming in from Ladakh. At least 7 soldiers died and a dozen more were injured after a vehicle carrying them fell into Shok River in Ladakh this morning. The incident took place in Turtuk sector. Now, the army has released a statement which says, and I quote, "A party of 26 soldiers is moving from the transit camp in Partapur to a forward location in subsector Hanif when the vehicle skidded off the road and fell into the Shok River, resulting in injuries to all occupants." End quote. Now, all the 26 soldiers have been evacuated and taken to the 403 Field Hospital at Partapur, and surgical teams from Leh have also been dispatched. Meanwhile, an update on what's going on in Assam. The death toll in Assam has now gone up to 30 because of floods which were caused because of heavy rainfall, and over 5.61 lakh residents have been affected in 12 districts of the state due to floods. Now, Assam has received rainfall that is 62% above normal from March to May, which is the highest in 10 years. Now, over 47,139 hectares of crop areas remained affected, and over 66,000 people are staying in 295 relief camps. However, the situation has improved marginally. The rescue operations by NDRF, SDRF, Assam Rifles are still underway. Also in the news, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence on Thursday seized 52 kilograms of cocaine smuggled into the country in a consignment of common salt that landed at the Mundra Port in Gujarat from Iran. Now, in the meantime, there's bickering that's going on between the Congress and the BJP. The Congress attacked the centre, asking why Gujarat is becoming the gateway of drugs in India and why the centre is silent over it. Now, to this, the BJP has responded. A spokesperson has said, and I quote, "Drugs are caught in Gujarat because the government is acting strictly, which is a clear indication that they have zero tolerance in drug smuggling." End quote. Last month, DRI had recovered 200 kg of heroin worth 1,300 crore rupees during a raid at a container station near the Kandla Road. Moving on to politics right now, Enforcement Directorate has summoned the National Conference President and former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Farooq Abdullah in connection with the money laundering case in Delhi on the 31st of May. This has been reported by the Press Trust of India. Now, the questioning will be in connection with the case of alleged financial irregularities in the Jammu and Kashmir Cricket Association that is being probed by the federal agency. In 2020, ED had attached assets worth 11.86 crore rupees of Mr. Abdullah in this case. In the meantime, in Karnataka, the Enforcement Directorate has filed a charge sheet under the anti-money laundering law against Karnataka Congress President DK Shivakumar and others on Thursday. Now, the Federal Probe Agency had in September 2018 registered a money laundering case against DK Shivakumar A. Hanumantaya, an employee at the Karnataka Bhavan in New Delhi, and other people as well. Shivakumar has in the past, however, denied any wrongdoing and has said that he was being targeted for having played an instrumental role in keeping the Congress flock together during Rajya Sabha polls in 2017. Now, responding to this latest development, Mr. Shivakumar has said, and I quote, "They have now investigated the matter for 3 years and have filed a charge sheet. It should have been done earlier itself. They cannot create anything new. The IT department created a lot of things earlier that were in contravention of Supreme Court rulings," end quote. Now, Mr. Shivakumar is currently out on bail in this case. He was arrested in September 2019. Also in the news, according to a report by ANI, former Haryana Chief Minister Om Prakash Chautala was sentenced to 4 years in prison in a disproportionate assets case by a Delhi court. Now, the court also imposed a fine of 50 lakh rupees on him and ordered to confiscate 4 of his properties. Also in the news, 2 militants who reportedly shot dead a television actor Amreen Bhatt were killed by security forces in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwama district. Now, the police have said that 2 other militants belonging to Lashkar-e-Toiba were also gunned down in a separate gunfight in Srinagar. Now, according to Inspector General of Police Vijay Kumar, 10 militants, including 7 belonging to the LET and 3 to the Jaish-e-Mohammed, have been shot dead in the Kashmir Valley in the last 3 days. Moving on to international news right now, starting off with Pakistan. Pakistan has raised petrol prices by 30 rupees per litre, and this is 30 rupees Pakistani rupees per litre. The price of petrol will be at 179.86 Pakistani rupees per litre, which is about 68.87 Indian rupees per litre. Diesel is at 174.15 Pakistani rupees per litre, and kerosene oil is at 155.56 Pakistani rupees per litre. And this is according to the Dawn newspaper. This also comes a day after the government and the IMF failed to reach an agreement on an economic bailout. In the meantime, China and Russia vetoed a UN resolution sponsored by the United States that would have imposed tough new sanctions on North Korea for its spate of intercontinental ballistic missile launches that can be used to deliver nuclear weapons. Now, the vote in the 15-member Security Council was 13-2 and marked a first serious division among the 5 veto permanent members of the UN. Moving on to sports news right now, this is also a positive news for the day. India has won against Indonesia in Asia Cup 2022 by 16-0. It had to score 15 goals to qualify for the Super Fours. Now, Pakistan had lost 2-3 to Japan earlier in the day. The result not only pushed Pakistan out of the tournament, but also dashed its hopes of World Cup qualification, since only the top 3 teams here will be given tickets for the big event. Now, India will be playing against Japan tomorrow. That is its next match. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching.